All right, folks, it's just shy of 4 o'clock p.m. Monday, February 4th. Got the month right this time, right? Okay, we got an absolute super buffet going on, and I'll explain it. I'll explain why to you. This is not normal. Guess I'll explain a little more to you over at the cow yard, which we're gonna head to right after this. We're obviously in the heifer lot. These are the 23 heifers that make up this lot. Yeah, they're all here. Okay, if you've seen earlier today's video of the third crop alfalfa baleage, this is one of the bales here. They just got this 30 minutes ago or so. A little bit of a frozen ring here, but trust me, they'll destroy that and clean that right up. You get that dead of winter, excuse me, those extremely cold temperatures we had received, those rings cannot be saved. In fact, you see that clump right there? That is a clump from a round bale. So is that. But not a big deal. They're doing real good. Fair, I guess. I'm really scared about this weather. This weather does concern me a little bit. I probably need to make it pretty clear. I do not commonly feed the cattle or animals in general I call it the Aromycin. It's also known as CTC, medicated pellets. That is not a normal process of mine. It is not. If some crap weather's coming like we're having here, it was dead cold. Now we got this big spell of warmer weather. All this rain, moisture, and now it's starting to freeze up. It won't be long. It'll be about another hour or better, and it's going to be about 30 degrees. That is a room for concern. Therefore, these girls are about 45 minutes away from getting their grain ration for tonight, and I do believe I will be adding in Aromycin to their ration very lightly. Me personally, I'm a huge believer in it. It's proven itself 100 times over, to get rid of some sicknesses and whatnot. The problem is you just can't easily get it anymore. That stopped, what's it been, about 2 years now? A year ago? January 1st of 2018, you now need a veterinarian's, we're going to call it prescription, to purchase. And the vets around here really, they're pretty scared about doing that, which, they got liability to hold, so I don't know all the ins and the outs of it. It's like anything else. You got a good product, it becomes hard to get, and I'm going to stop there. These girls are doing good. Somebody with better education in reds, I'd really appreciate hopefully a positive comment. I am not happy with their gain, with their growth. They're healthy, they're doing fine, they're rambunctious as all hell, they're part of this crew. For lack of better words, they're doing good. It just... Someone's got a gash on it. What the hell is that from? Like this little girl right here. I mean, for God's sakes. They're doing fine. They're good, they're healthy. It's nowhere near the size of the Black Angus or Black Baldies. I don't have a great education in general. I don't have a great education with Red Angus. So somebody please correct me. Is that the way it's supposed to be? I removed this right here. This was a leftover bale that they were not touching. We got all that rain. Some of it went towards bedding. The bottom part I was lucky enough to scoop up and throw in here. They're barely going to pick at this because of that alfalfa's out here. But it's my rule, and I've been stung on this before on comments, which I'm fine with. It's my rule is if you're going to feed high moisture, you by God need to have a dry source out there as well. With all the storms and crap that we got, I have not fed in the lock stalls here for at least 2 weeks. That'll change here quickly in time to come. Okay, now we're going to head over to the super buffet. The reason why there's been an excessive amount of feeding this evening is, and oh, were these girls mad. There was hardly any feeding this morning. This group of 60 got one bale hay this morning. That's it. I made them clean up all the leftovers they had, and they were not happy about it. But they did. They cleaned it up. So they've got an absolute smorgasbord here of feed. Okay, you're witnessing a bale of alfalfa baleage here to the cow herd. This will be gone in 2 hours, I'm guessing. That's their last bale. I'll explain to you why in a minute here. Come on, get going. Got a bale of sorghum. This is not the greatest bale. This is one of the first bales in the line, which had a small amount of mold on the bottom, which of course is on the bottom. They will pick through all the good stuff. And we got a bale of some of the greatest hay they've been going through here lately. And I'll wait till the video's over. I got to get this out of here. It's one of those frozen rings. I'm very happy with this hay, and obviously so are the cows. I can tell you right now, it's not the most nutritious. That is a fact. This comes from some new ground that I picked up this summer, late. It's just down the road, maybe a little less than 2 miles. This comes off some land that has been pastured and pastured only for the last 3 years. Maybe 4. And I need to tell you though, this was one of those next day balings. We had about 4 or 5 perfect days of weather this summer where it was just dry to the bone and windy, and this was one of them. I cut it one day. The next day I was raking by I held off till like 2 p.m. but then that evening, after chores, of course in the summertime there's a lot of time left over, I was able to bale it up, and it turned out, as far as I'm concerned, perfectly. They've just been destroying this stuff. Right? Okay, real quick, let's talk about sorghum waste. Sorry about that wind, folks, it just picked up. Okay, doesn't take a keen eye to see that this is sorghum. A lot of healthy, big, thick stems. And it's been spread out to here. That's the collection of 3 bales. This bale ring that was sitting right here, I've been feeding sorghum there for the last 4 or 5 days. Not a bale a day, but every time it, got down, I'd throw a bale on top of it and then another bale on top of that, which seems to work a lot better as far as controlling some waste. Now this does make me upset. I'd have to say this is a collection of half a bale's worth of product out of 3 bales. That ain't cutting it. That's a little too excessive as far as I'm concerned. One of the things that I'm seeing here, which is a lesson to be learned, I think, is me not using the crop cutter knives on my baler. The other lesson that was learned was cutting it just a little more prematurely than what I did, because otherwise you get some of these thicker stalks, which aren't too bad, but it's bad enough to create this, and that is, I'd have to say that's unacceptable. All right, let's talk about alfalfa baleage now to these cows. 1020, just staring at me. Somebody asked for me to tell a story about 1020, and I will. Not right now, but it ain't much of a story. I'm gonna do this so I can keep my eye on her. We did a preg check this fall, late fall. It was December, and just looking for something. And anyway, she was one of them. I remember the day I loaded her at the farm where I bought her. That day did not help her cause. It was a rambunctious, screaming, yelling ordeal. Not by me. And that didn't help anything. But anyway, she had all spring, summer, and fall to settle down here on this farm, and she didn't. When we went to perform preg checks, when she got let out of the headlock, she went after me first, and we weren't expecting it, which I guess we weren't expecting it. We shouldn't have. She went after me first. With a clap of the hands and screaming at her, she veered off. She come right back, and she came towards the vet, the woman vet. The woman vet, she's obviously used to a lot of that crap. She was able to skirt herself around a feed bunk there in the corral system. Well, once she gave up on the vet, she went after me again. I was already half up on the that wooden fence line. She seen that, she went after Dad, which was the wrong thing to do. I don't care to tell you the rest of the story. I'm not going to, for all the huggers out there. But it's either the animal or you. We'll put it that way. And she got taught a very big lesson that day, but she never calmed down. It was bad. It was the worst that's ever transpired here on this farm that I know of. It was bad. It was upsetting. That's the story on her. She remained a ball of fire for 3-4 days straight. She ended up breaking through a fence, went into another pasture. We just let her lay. We let her leave. There was nothing we were about to do to her. Now, I gave my story a few videos ago about what I plan on doing with her, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. Okay. Alfalfa baleage. This is my 2 cents. My 2 cents is worth maybe a half a cent. I'll admit it. We all got our own way of thinking. We all got our own little rules. This rule of mine comes from a little bit of research and education. which I'm not too proud to not do. I've been told multiple times by multiple local people, not to mention research and education, that it is not wise. She's looking at me again. To feed, especially high moisture alfalfa in the form of baleage past a certain date towards calving season. The fear of what I'm going to call sour guts is there. So right now it's February 4th. My rule of thumb is going to be February 14th. We start calving around here, if a little bit early, by April 15th. Right? Y'all curious? So that's my 2 cents. That alfalfa baleage, I don't have the words again, is very rich, very rich. I will continue to feed sorghum, not alfalfa. It's just too damn rich. And it's my belief. We all have our own belief. That's mine. I'm sure there's going to be somebody that's going to correct me, and that's okay. It's knowledge. And I'm hoping there's somebody out there that agrees with me and maybe does the same. I don't know. But this is their last bale. This was the end bale from that line I opened up here later this morning, which was in exceptional condition. And I'm going to attribute that to the 2 bales, not 1, but 2 bales for an end cap. It's worth its weight in gold. Hey, 1010. Hey! Hey! This change of weather has got everything just absolutely rambunctious. Now for you, I don't care who you are, that's going to make you pucker up a little bit. I'm here to tell you, I was in no danger. That was complete play. Complete play, and she would have stopped short of me regardless of a scream. Excuse me, that wasn't a scream, that was a yell. Let's make that very clear. These girls have been rambunctious as all hell ever since the that absolute deadly cold freeze that we got, that we see near 47 below zero wind chills. Ever since it started warming up, especially afternoon on Saturday. And then of course yesterday we had a high of 39. You should have seen this herd. They were a bunch of kids, just happy, happy, happy. And I don't blame them. I'm glad everybody got to witness that. Might be a few of yous out there wishing that, maybe wishing that she got me. There she goes again. Just rambunctious. There's my little sweetheart right here that everybody knows the story, I believe, on her. I'm not telling it again. She had a calf it's about 6 days ago and lost it. And Jesus. And yeah, I'll say it again. You couldn't offer me $5,000 for that cow. Not that there's anybody out there that would anyway. Doesn't matter if you would. She ain't for sale. She's being kept on this farm and bred back in August. So that's that. This video is long enough. I don't even know how long it is, but I know I'm running out of air here. I'm doing a water test today, this evening, and I screwed up. I believe the line is still frozen to this tank. I don't know though, because they haven't started drinking out of it. The reason being is because I opened this first. Excuse me, I opened this after I fed the alfalfa baleage, and right now they couldn't give a darn about water. So I want to perform one more test on this water before I go making that phone call, which is going to cost $1 or $2 to have the line steamed. So we'll see what happens. All right, folks, I rambled on enough. I hope you liked the little tour here. Damn near seen me run over. That'd be some good ratings, huh? Kind of looks like mid-May around here, late May. Excuse me, March. Boy, I got my months all screwed up here today. I'm going after a stockpile of sorghum tomorrow, and probably another load of hay tomorrow as well. But at the very least, stay tuned for a couple videos tomorrow or something. In fact, I fully intend on probably doing a video on cleaning the barn, which is scheduled for tomorrow. So anyway, I got a few things to do here for tonight, folks, so I got to let you go. I got to do chores, and everybody have a great night. Talk to you sooner and later.